Hey everybody, hello everyone, welcome back to the Porter Says podcast. Spider-Man Brand New Day is officially upon us, people. Let's talk about it. Woo! Welcome back to the Porter Says podcast, everybody. Hope you've been well. Welcome to my Spider-Man Brand New Day review. I saw this movie last night, opening night, jam-packed theater, over 120 people, maybe close to 130 people. There was lots of claps and cheers throughout. This is going to be spoiler-free, obviously, even though the movie is officially out. I know there's a lot of people who probably won't get the chance to see it for a couple of days. There will obviously be stuff I can talk about that's shown in the trailer. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Obviously I can't talk about a whole lot, but there are things that I can. So here's what I can say, hopefully. Oh boy, where do I begin? Tom Holland's performance in this film was brilliant. I think this is potentially his best outing as the character. I mean, I've loved his portrayal since he debuted in Civil War, but he really brought it here. You see a much more mature version of the character. This takes place 4 years after No Way Home, so he's been Spider-Man, a much more of an adult Spider-Man for a bit longer now. I think all the Peter Parker stuff is excellent and really well developed and well written. I think I might have enjoyed the Peter Parker stuff more than the Spider-Man stuff. You got Spider-Man doing Spider-Man stuff. Holy crap, like him swinging around, him joking, quipping in the action sequences. It's what we've wanted from this MCU version of Spider-Man for so long. I mean, we got bits and pieces of that in the previous movies, but to me it wasn't really enough. I loved the action sequences. There's the big three action sequences, and these are in the trailer, so I can talk about them. You've got the opening scene with the tank, which I thought was really well done, and there's a lot more to it than there is in the trailer. Then you had the fight between Bruce Banner / the Hulk in this film, Spider-Man versus the Hulk, and it's Prime Hulk. I was blown away by how good this fight was. I didn't expect it to end the way that it did. John Bernthal as the Punisher / Frank Castle was definitely a massive highlight. I saw this with my dad and a mate last night, and he basically said that, for him at least, that the movie wouldn't have been as good as it was if he wasn't there. And just me being the Spider-Man fan that I am, hello, yeah, I think the movie would have been brilliant regardless. The interactions between him and Spider-Man were fantastic. You can tell that they've been not friends, but like they've been, kind of interacting with each other for probably 3-4 years, maybe something along those lines. As I said, the swinging scenes are really great, and they look not quite as good as TASM 2, but they're pretty close. They're probably the best swinging scenes and all that stuff that we've gotten since TASM 2. I think that even just like him moving around looked really, really good. And we get some like really good first person sequences, which again, we haven't gotten in a good while in a Spider-Man movie. Visually, the movie actually looks really solid. It's very bright, it's very colorful. The suit, oh boy. I love the suit so much in this movie, and it just, every scene to me, it was pretty perfect. And someone said it to me last night, it's like, oh, I didn't like the suit as much, it looked pretty cheap. And I'm like, that's the point. Because if you look at other Spider-Man suits, there's no way in hell a kid could actually make that. The closest you get is the Spider-Man hoodie suit in Homecoming. I was fine with that. Sadie Sink brought it. And what I mean by that is her performance was great. And that's all I'm saying, because yeah, that's all I'm really going to say. But I think potentially, and I wrote a review on Letterboxd Follow me on there if you have that app as well. That this is potentially everything I've wanted in a Spider-Man movie since like Spider-Man 1 and 2, really. Potentially. I am going to see this movie at least 2 more times, maybe even 3. I really... This movie, man, I was sitting there, I was happy. I can't even express it, really. I can't say much. I mean, just like the performances from everybody else, like Zendaya, probably her best performance as the character. Jacob Batalon as Ned, really good, really funny in my opinion. Funnier than probably he was in the previous movies. I'm much higher on their characters than most people are, so I'm fine with that. Now, to wrap it up, I'm going to talk about negatives and then obviously give my overall thoughts and then blah, blah, blah. In terms of negatives, without obviously giving anything away, there's probably a little bit too much going on, personally. Not as bad as it was in like TASM 2 or even Spider-Man 3, even though I'm a lot higher on that movie now. But yeah, probably a little bit too much going on. There are moments where the movie looks a bit, like for the most part, it looks great. But there are moments where I'm like, oh, that's a bit very much like obviously a big green screen and a little bit ugly. And there's some of the comedy doesn't quite land. Those are my spoiler-free thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. I loved it. I knew I was gonna love it. Where does it rank in terms of Spider-Man movies? Again, I need to see it a couple more times to really put that, into perspective and where it can go in terms of where it ranks in the MCU. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little ramble. Go see the movie for yourself. A spoiler video potentially could happen. I very have ever done a spoiler-filled episode ever on this podcast, but I think Spider-Man Brand New Day might be the one to finally do it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, I'll catch you next time.